Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are broadcasting from the new Tesla studio because as you saw in my previous video, we are now having a loaner car, which is a new Tesla Model S Palladium. So today what we're gonna do in our video, we're gonna see which are the differences between the new Tesla Model S Palladium and the old Tesla Model S Raven. Because I had a chance to drive this Tesla for a couple of days and I can already tell some of the differences. Some things are of course positive, some others not so positive, but stay tuned because the video is starting right now. Alright, so as I said, let's dive right in, and I'm gonna start first of all with the exterior of this car, because the exterior, I have to be honest with you, it looks way better than the exterior of the previous Model S Raven. Personally, I like it a lot and it looks much more aggressive. So the front and the rear spoiler are much more aggressive. The car is a bit wider as well, and also even if we have the 19-inch wheels on this car, it doesn't give the impression of some undersized wheels for the exterior. So it looks very good, especially in this white combination in the exterior with black wheels. Also very important on this one, we have the black or the glossy black trims on the car. So in the previous models we had these chrome trims, but for this one we have glossy black, which I believe gives it a more sporty look, and it also puts the contrast into picture when we are talking about the white exterior, because the exterior of this car it's white. So the design, it's really good. Also the headlights and the tail lights are good. So the headlights are matrix LED lights, so it's something that we also had on the Model 3, but we do not have on the previous Model S, and it's also adaptive. So basically the beam also splits. For instance, if you have an on incoming car, the beam splits and you will always go with the full beam on the sides, but not hurting the car that is incoming to you. So from this perspective, hands down, the exterior looks much better in my opinion, and also there are some obvious improvements also for the LED lights in the back. They look as well much better. Now going on the trunk and front capacity. Personally, well, I do not have, I did not measure it properly, but it gives me the impression that both trunk and the front size are a bit smaller, not much, but a bit, especially in the front. It looks a bit smaller. I don't know if you have the new Model S, and if you manage to do this kind of comparison, do let me know if it's the same for you. But again, this is my impression for the exterior. Now let's go on the interior part, because of course this is something that matters a lot and you spend a lot of time in the interior part of the car while driving, of course. So the first thing that I saw or I noticed on the interior is of course the door panel, right? Right when you open the door, you will notice the door panel. Honestly, what I like about this, so the wooden trim, it's a bit darker. Is not as bright as the one that you have in the Model S Raven. This is the spec with black leather interior, by the way. So the wooden trim is a bit darker. This is something that I really like. What I don't like is that on the side of the door, you have this textile material, which honestly, it feels cheaper than the full leather door that we have on the previous Model S. So for me, yeah, it feels a bit cheaper, to be honest, and the leather itself, it doesn't look that that good, or the quality of the leather, it's not that good in my opinion. That was my first feeling. What I like is that, of course, you have some storage space on the door. This is what I obviously lack in the Model S, and I was kind of annoyed by it because I also had it in the Model 3 but not in the Model S. So now we talked about the door, and let's talk about the steering wheel. So first of all, I do not like the fact that there is no turn signal for the steering wheel. I have to say that I got used really fast with the turn signal buttons, but I do not like it. I don't know, it's counterintuitive, and I think they should come back to the turn signal. I think now in the new Model 3 the turn signal is enabled by default. And by the way, I almost forgot regarding the door. I don't like the fact that they replaced the door handle from the interior with the button. The button looks much cheaper, and the door handle was aluminium, if I'm not mistaken, in the old Model S, and it looks more premium. It looks better in my opinion. Now, going on the steering wheel part, so it's a bit counterintuitive, the fact that you also have the honk as a button and the flashlight as buttons. So maybe you are in a situation where you really want to honk really fast and you want to jump on the steering wheel light to press it and honk it, to press on the airbag cover, but it will not work. Yeah, that's a shame in my opinion. Yeah, these buttons seem to be very cramped in the steering wheel. That's my feedback for it. But other than that, the shape of the steering wheel is very ergonomic. I think it's much, or not by much, but it's obviously a bit smaller than what we have in the previous Model S. So I like the shape of it a lot. And now moving on to the display. So both displays obviously have a better quality of the picture. So that's what I like a lot. And moving on to the front display, what I don't like, or at least I did not discover by now, there is no option of customizing it. So on the left side you have the navigation, and on the right side you have the speed, and of course in the center you have the lane and basically the visualization of your car. So I did not find any way of actually changing that. Of course, that is not the case in the previous Model S. But again, the quality of the display looks really good. So even though you don't have a way of changing the visualizations for the left and right part of the front display, you can actually use the left scroll wheel button to configure some shortcuts for that one. So if you long press on it, you will be able to configure shortcuts from adjusting the suspension, defrosting the car, saving a camera clip, and all this kind of stuff. So you have multiple options there. Personally, I like to use this raised suspension thing, especially in the Netherlands when you have a lot of bumps in the cities. It's really useful. Also, moving on to the center console, I like the fact that we have again a very nice display in the center, and I like the fact that you can actually tilt it left and right. You can make it more driver focused, on more passenger focused, but the integration itself with the dashboard is much better on the vertical screen. That's my impression. Of course, the features are there, so basically you have everything that you have in a newer Model 3. So you have all these arcade menus. The visualization on YouTube is much better because it's in an horizontal display, but as I said, integration wise, I believe that a vertical screen does much better here as what we have in the Model S. Now also I would like to talk about the feeling that you have when driving this car. So because of the display, and because of the dashboard, and also because of the seats, I get the feeling that I'm not that soaked in into the car, and I don't have that limo feeling that I used to have in the Model S. So basically in the Model S, the dashboard is a bit higher, so you don't see that much from your seating position, which of course it's a personal preference again. So some people might like the fact that you feel a bit taller in the car, right, and you see everything. But I feel like you don't have this immersive kind of feeling when you are sitting in this car compared to the old Model S. Also, the fact that the seats are not that, I think it's not that comfy. I don't know. I try to find an explanation for it, but I think the leather that they used in the previous Model S and the sponge, like the cushioning, is much softer than this one. Yeah, it gives me the impression that the car is not that comfortable. Suspension wise, the suspension should be at least as good as the one that we have in Model S, but probably maybe because this is a test drive car, so maybe people did not use it properly or did not take care of it. Like it feels whenever I'm going on a bump or something, it doesn't feel that comfy that it used to be in the previous Model S. And again, we are talking about the same settings for the suspension. So the feeling is that the car is a bit stiffer, not that comfortable. And for me, as I said, the driving experience, it doesn't really feel like you are in a limo. It feels like you are more in a sport car. So let's put it differently. With this car, I wouldn't mind driving super fast, but with the previous Model S, I think driving fast is not something that suits to the car. Let's put it that way. Now let's talk a bit about also the ergonomics. So I like the fact that there is this wireless charging pad in the middle, of course, and the console, it's really ergonomic. Like, you have plenty of options to set up the console. You have a lot of storage space. Also in the back, of course, you have the display for the passengers in the back, which is super useful. And honestly, yeah, I think if, especially when you have kids, this is really nice. Also USB-C, you have USB-C here, which of course it's a big advantage, and it can charge your phone or any other device much faster. From what I recall, also the USB-C has the capability of fast charging, so it can even charge your laptop. So of course that's a major advantage for the new Model S. Talking about the driver experience, I don't like the fact that they moved the autopilot on the right scroll wheel. So in my opinion, there should be an entirely separate section dedicated to this, as it is in the Model S. So we have a separate stalk for the autopilot options, and as it used to be in the Model 3 2022 that I had. So basically, again, a separate stock where you can control this. I also did not find any way of adjusting the distance, for instance, when you're having the autopilot active. Of course, you have an adjustment on the display in the autopilot menu, but nothing really fast that you can do on the steering wheel. What I forgot to mention about the display itself is that I really like, let's say, the blind spot functionality that you have now. It was also present on the Model 3, on my previous Model 3, but not on the Model S. So basically, when you are making a left or right, the camera's visualization appear either on this main screen, and now on the Model S, because you also have your front screen, you can choose to appear to the front screen of your car, which is really useful if you don't want to look left or right, or if you don't want to look in the center display. So that's something that I really like a lot, and I would like to have implemented in the Model S, because I think, well, the software is there. Like, you have the cameras, you have the same autopilot functionality, so the same software. So I don't see any reason why not being added on this one. Maybe there is a problem with the processor limitation, because on the previous Model S you have Intel and here you have the AMD, but I would find it very useful for the Model S pre-Palladium, meaning Model S Raven owners. What well, it's a mixed opinion here. I don't like it, but I think it's a safety thing. You have also the integrated camera on the top of your rear view mirror. This also basically scans the fact that you look in front when you're driving and you're not looking, I don't know, to the passenger or on your phone or something. And of course it gives you some nags when you are not looking in front. This is something that it did not appear on the previous model. Again, it's a safety thing. I think it's really useful to be there, even if it's very annoying sometimes. And what I also wanted to mention as part of the driving experience is, of course, the charging capability, because now this car can charge up to 250 kilowatts, which of course makes the time spent at a supercharger a bit smaller, right? So that's really good. That means that you can spend less time charging and more time on the road. Alright, so let's wrap up the video for today. So we talked about the differences between the Palladium, the new Model S, and the old Model S. Now, honestly, I thought a lot about it, and I'm grateful for having the opportunity to test the new Model S, because this also gives me an idea whether if I want to upgrade or not, and whether if the upgrade worth the price difference. And the short answer for me is no. Basically, for around 30k extra on the secondary market, on the second-hand market. So if you want to buy this car second-hand, it's at least 60k thousand euros on the secondary market. You will get the better display, but horizontally you will get a better charging speed, of course. For the supercharger, you will get a fresh look on the exterior, which I like a lot. But honestly, besides that, in the interior, and besides the rear screen, which is super entertaining, of course, in the interior I cannot say that a lot changed, and I don't think paying 30k for only this it's justifiable. So for now, I'm gonna stick with my Model S. Plus, you don't have, I'm just looking now when I'm filming, I'm looking at the steering wheel as well, and you don't have the stalks on the steering wheel and the dedicated stalk for the autopilot functionality, which personally I think it's a big disadvantage. I hope you like my video. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, and stay tuned, because new videos will follow with the new Model S, of course, because we still have this car for a bit, fortunately, and I'm really curious how is it like for long distance driving. And we'll also be doing some experiments charging the car and testing the range. So stay tuned on the channel, because I think it's important to really figure whether it's worth the money difference between the previous Model S Raven and the new Model S Palladium. Stay tuned and see you in my next video.